Trump deploys National Guard as Los Angeles protests against immigration agents continue. President Donald Trump's administration said it would deploy 2,000 National Guard troops on Saturday as federal agents in Los Angeles faced off against a few hundred demonstrators during a second day of protests following immigration raids. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth warned that the Pentagon was prepared to mobilize active-duty troops if violence continues in Los Angeles, saying the Marines at nearby Camp Pendleton were on high alert. Federal security agents on Saturday confronted protesters in the Paramount area in southeast Los Angeles, where some demonstrators displayed Mexican flags. A second protest in downtown Los Angeles on Saturday night attracted some 60 people who chanted slogans including "ICE out of LA." Trump signed a presidential memorandum to deploy the National Guard troops to address the lawlessness that has been allowed to fester, the White House said in a statement. Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, told Fox News that the National Guard would be deployed in Los Angeles on Saturday. California Governor Gavin Newsom called the decision purposefully inflammatory. He posted on X that Trump was deploying the National Guard not because there is a shortage of law enforcement, but because they want a spectacle, adding, "Don't give them one, never use violence, speak out peacefully." Newsom said it was deranged behavior for Hegseth to be threatening to deploy active-duty Marines on American soil against its own citizens. Trump posted on his Truth Social platform that if Newsom and Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass can't do their jobs, then the federal government will step in and solve the problem, riots and looters, the way it should be solved. The protests pit Democratic-run Los Angeles, where census data suggests a significant portion of the population is Hispanic and foreign-born, against Trump's Republican White House, which has made cracking down on immigration a hallmark of his second term. Violent insurrection. Insurrectionists carrying foreign flags are attacking immigration enforcement officers, while one half of America's political leadership has decided that border enforcement is evil, Vice President J.D. Vance posted on X late on Saturday. Senior White House aide Stephen Miller, an immigration hardliner, described the protests as a violent insurrection. The administration has not invoked the Insurrection Act, two U.S. officials told Reuters on condition of anonymity. One said that National Guard troops can deploy quickly, within 24 hours in some cases, and that the military was working to source the 2,000 troops. The 1807 law empowers a president to deploy the U.S. military to enforce the law and suppress events like civil disorder. The last time it was invoked was during the 1992 Los Angeles riots at the request of the California governor. Video footage of the Paramount protest showed dozens of green uniformed security personnel with gas masks at the Paramount protest lined up on a road strewn with overturned shopping carts as small canisters exploded into gas clouds. Authorities began detaining some protesters, according to Reuters witnesses. Los Angeles police posted on X that multiple people have been detained for failing to disperse after multiple warnings were issued. It did not give further details. There was no official information of any arrests. Now they know that they cannot go to anywhere in this country where our people are and try to kidnap our workers, our people. They cannot do that without an organized and fierce resistance, said protester Ron Gochez, 44. A first round of protests kicked off on Friday night after Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents conducted enforcement operations in the city and arrested at least 44 people on alleged immigration violations. The Department of Homeland Security said in a statement that there were about 1,000 rioters at the protests on Friday. Reuters could not verify DHS's account. Angelica Salas, executive director of immigrants' rights organization CHRLA, said lawyers had not had access to those detained on Friday, which she called very worrying. Trump's immigration crackdown. Trump has pledged to deport record numbers of people in the country illegally and lock down the U.S.-Mexico border, with the White House setting a goal for ICE to arrest at least 3,000 migrants per day. But the sweeping immigration crackdown has also caught up people legally residing in the country, including some with permanent residence, and has led to legal challenges. ICE, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Los Angeles Police Department did not respond to requests for comment on the protests or whether there had been any immigration raids on Saturday. Television news footage on Friday showed unmarked vehicles resembling military transport and vans loaded with uniformed federal agents streaming through Los Angeles streets as part of the immigration enforcement operation. Raids occurred around Home Depot stores, where street vendors and day laborers were picked up, as well as at a garment factory and a warehouse, Salas of Churla said. Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles, condemned the immigration raids. "I am deeply angered by what has taken place," Bass said in a statement. "These tactics sow terror in our communities and disrupt basic principles of safety in our city. We will not stand for this." As demonstrators, immigrant advocates, and local officials push back against what they call fear-driven and heavy-handed federal actions, the situation in Los Angeles remains volatile. With the National Guard on the ground and further raids anticipated, the standoff highlights deep national divisions over immigration policy, civil liberties, and the balance between public safety and human rights. That is all for today. In this video, what are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care.
Trump deploys National Guard as Los Angeles protest against immigration agents continuing. President Trump deployed 2,000 National Guard troops to Los Angeles following protests sparked by immigration raid that led to 44 arrests. Defense Secretary Patty Hegseth warned of deploying Marines if violence escalates, while California government Gavin Newsom condemned the move as implementary. Demonstration in a Paramount and downtown LA featured chants against ICE, and some protesters waved Mexican flags. Protesters were detained, and DHS claimed over 1,000 rioters participated. Trump officials labeled the unrest a violent insurrection. Though the Insurrection Act was not invoked, critics, including elect Mayor Calimbas, activists, Trump officials labeled the unrest a violent insurrection, though the Insurrection Act was not invoked. Critics, including elect Mayor Calimbas and activists, denounced the raids and terrorizing and harmful to immigrant communities.